Welcome to Stormy Willow, where we explore the paranormal, celebrate the odd, and never trust the living. I'm your host, Sarah. Birthday goo!
And I'm your host, Adele, emotionally void and visibly annoyed.
I like that one.
That one's pretty spot on. Both of
I
them
feel,
are.
yeah, they are. Very spot on.
Yeah,
I
we do
like
have a
it.
birthday ghoul in the house.
We do have a birthday ghoul in the house. Another trip around.
Yep, we got you
Yep.
some fun gifts. You'll have to share pictures with everybody of the cool things you get.
I know. I can't wait. It's going to be so fun. And I think, you know what I think I'm going to be doing? I think I might be going to Lizard Man Festival in Bishopsville. I mean, it's happening on my birthday weekend. I feel like that's a sign that it's now or never.
I would go for it.
Yeah,
Live a little.
I think I'm gonna do it. It
Take,
just looks so awesome.
take a walk on the wild side.
Yeah, yeah, I think it sounds great. So if I do go, I'll take lots of pictures and tell you all about it because I know it's gonna be a good time. I love a festival, love a parade.
Oh,
There
we
for
know.
I am there for it. But speaking about people that might be parade worthy or parade talk worthy, got a booger news segment for you. Out of the great state of South Carolina, again.
Always.
Listen, if you've never been to South Carolina, it is so hot in the summertime here. And so
Yeah.
there's always this joke that people just don't know how to act because it's just that hot that they just completely forget how to act. So I'm going to say the heat may have played into this person's decision. I'm going to give that is a reasonable excuse in June in South Carolina. It
Okay.
is. All right. So here we go. Have you ever seen a police chase where the cop cars have to brake to avoid overtaking the suspect?
No.
Well, welcome to North Charleston, where a 53-year-old man led police on a 3-mile-per-hour chase down Highway 78 in a stolen excavator. Yep, an excavator. So, it's that humongous construction vehicle that moves with the urgency of a hungover turtle. You know what I'm talking about? And
Yeah.
so, this scene unfolded at 3:30 a.m. because obviously nothing good ever happens at 3:30 a.m.
They were
when
possessed.
they were possessed. It's hot. That would be my defense if I was this gentleman. But officers spotted this runaway Tonka truck puttering away from a recently ransacked business. So sirens wailed, loudspeakers blared, and the excavator, well, it just kept crawling. Police cruisers had to keep stopping so they wouldn't accidentally lap the suspect. It was a little less fast and furious and more slow and suspicious. The chase, if you can call it that, lasted 1 hour and 12 minutes before the excavator gave up and got stuck at the Charleston County Fairgrounds.
Yes. Now, why
So
were they heading to the fair?
the driver, if you're wondering, after he got stuck at the fairgrounds, the driver decided to make a run for it, but was quickly tackled by a drone and a police dog.
I didn't know drones could tackle.
I guess I don't know. I
They
mean,
would
I
like
guess maybe
hit you
the
in the head.
drone was like, I
I
don't
can see
know. But he was attacked by a drone and a police dog, which honestly sounds like the worst game of tag ever. And he is now facing charges, including failure to stop for a blue light, 2 counts of malicious injury to real property, and 1 count for absolute tomfoolery. Unofficial, but deserved.
it.
Bond was set at $22,000. Top speed, 3 miles an hour. Top tier nonsense, off the charts.
Oh, that's kind of a
Yeah,
high bond, in my opinion. I don't know
I,
what kind of
I
damage he
mean,
did, but that seems a little much.
I feel like, but you know how people, I don't know. I don't know if it's because uh, maybe the price of the equipment that he stole, like because he ran, maybe they think he would flee. Maybe that's why they set it so high as a flight risk. I
He
don't
shut down the
know.
fair, and that was the
He
county's
fucked
like,
up the
"Well,
fairgrounds. Like there, that's my last straw right there. So you don't mess
that's
with
what did
South
it."
Carolina fairgrounds. So like speaking of fairs, like it's a big, those are big deals here. So I feel like that's what carried that hefty charge.
Yeah, it sounds right though for South Carolina.
It's on point. It's on brand. 100%. Well, speaking about what may or may not be on brand, you want to hear what's coming for you this week?
Guess so. It's coming for us either way, whether we
It's
know it
coming
or
either way. That's right. Well, we're gonna skip Sunday and just dive right on into the week here. So let's start with Monday and Tuesday, June the 23rd and 24th, where you're gonna have some emotional waves continue under lunar aspects with potential confusion or fatigue from the Neptune Saturn influences. So you're basically gonna be emotional and tired.
a case of the Mondays.
In case of the Mondays. The sun conjuncts Jupiter in Hello, Cancer, offering a burst of motivation and luck moments. So I didn't feel that today, so maybe it's going to come for me tomorrow. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, it felt very Monday today.
It did feel very Monday
Maybe
today.
Tuesday's our day.
Maybe. So June 25th, we've got a new moon, guys. The new moon is going to be in Cancer, so it's going to be ideal for planting intentions around, you guessed it, home, self-care, security, and emotional healing. Now that is some Cancer energy, if I do say so myself. And it's going to be the sweetest new moon of the year that's going to optimize emotional breakthroughs. Now, being a Cancer, those breakthroughs could come one of many ways. I don't know if you're going to be shouting, screaming, crying, laughing, but expect some kind of emotional breakthrough on Wednesday. I hope it's a good one.
Oh boy.
I don't know. June 26th, which is on Thursday, Mercury enters Leo, so you can expect bold self expression and dynamic communication. It's going to be a great day for presentations, romantic gestures, creative projects, or heartfelt conversations. And then finally, my birthday weekend, June 27th through the 29th. Mercury's in Leo aligns with Saturn and Neptune, grounding communication, balance, expression with realism. Overall vibe, emotional clarity stabilizes, yet creativity and self trust remain high. So, and because it's my birthday, I wanted to give you all a present. I wanted to give you just a quick one sentence for your zodiac sign.
Okay.
All right. So let's kick it off with Aries, where we have Mars, Jupiter giving momentum. The new moon is going to cause for a spiritual pause, and Mercury, Leo, is going to fuel creativity this week. Taurus, favorable for communication, financial resets, and romance under midweek wave. Gemini, week highlights money, value, and writing. Take bold steps post new moon. Cancer, center stage, emotional reboot invites self nurture, ideal for healing and intentions. All right, Adele. Leo, introspection early in the week, then magnetic communication and opportunities emerge. Virgo, productively peak early, new moon nudges community focus, close with social influence. And our Libra friends, career shifts under new moon. Mercury's flare helps with public presentation. And here's one for Amanda and Mom, our Scorpios. Travel, learning, transformation. Midweek brings clarity and confidence. And Sagittarius, financial and relational growth. New starts midweek. Follow that initiative. Capricorn, ease in relationships under new moon. You're going to have some strong career visibility. Aquarius, collaboration and budgeting improve by week's end, fresh connection vibes. And finally, Pisces, you're going to feel a boost in creativity, romance, and daily routine draw focus. So, joy is the key. So, here we go. That is your rundown of the week. And just a weather warning for us all. Expect those emotional surges and reset energies, especially Wednesday through Thursday. Remember, communications are going to heat up with clarity, breakdowns, and breakthroughs mid to late week, and a powerful zone for manifestation, self care, home improvements, and creative expression. Watch for moments of fatigue or overcommitment. Remember, this week, balance is going to be key. And that's all I have today. So back to you, Adele.
Okay. Well, I think my Monday was the thing I overbalanced, but too late now.
Too late now. You might as well look on to Tuesday. Look ahead.
So here we go. Yeah, if you recall last time, I landed on Ghost, but gave it to you and then spun again and then landed on Alaska.
Yes, yes. We just change the rules as we go.
Yeah, so I got a great one, and it's actually one I've been wanting to cover anyway.
Well, I'm glad that worked in your favor.
Yeah. So I say we dig on in because there's a lot to cover.
Okay.
All right. So, in the frozen expanse between Anchorage, Juneau, and Utqiagvik lies a wilderness of extremes, towering peaks, magnetic vortexes, vanishing aircraft, shapeshifters, phantom lights, hairless spirit dogs, and over 20,000 people gone without a trace since the 1970s. This is the Alaska Triangle.
Okay. I was like, this sounds very Bermuda Triangle, but it also sounds a little bit like, oh gosh, I completely lost my train of thought.
What,
Out
like
west.
Skinwalker Ranch or something?
Yes. It sounds a little thank you. It sounds a little Skinwalker Ranch and Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah, it has like
Ugh.
a lot going on.
What
So,
is happening there, Adele?
yeah, well, we're gonna get into all the happenings in the Alaska Triangle. Um, but yeah, I mean, the thing I cannot get over is 20,000 people since only the 1970s. That's
And
not
how and it's like, how is this not major news?
like I don't know. Like
That's
I
a
can't
lot
even
of
think of
people.
like what is that, like a football stadium? Like I don't even know how big, how
20,000 people since 1970s.
yeah, isn't that crazy?
That is nuts.
Yeah. So from Cold War conspiracies to ancient Lingot legends, military disappearances to present day cryptid sightings. This isn't just a triangle on the map, it is the Alaska Triangle, and it's absolutely teeming with the unexplained. So, we're going to crack into everything I just mentioned.
Let's do it.
All right, so before Alaska had satellites or statehood, it had warnings, and they became wrapped in myth. So, among the Lingot, the southeast southeast, sorry, let me drink some water.
We're not recording on our regular time or day, so we've both have done our Mondays and are in PJs. So it's been a long
Yeah, it's
day.
like my
So
brain
that's
is a
probably
little
the
bit
vibe you're not picking up on our weekend vibe. You're picking up on the Monday vibe of Stormy Willow.
Mondays. Yeah. So, among the Lingot of southeast Alaska, the Kushtaka, a land otter man.
What?
That does not sound scary to me. I'm
A
sorry.
land otter man. Okay. Like half otter, half man.
Yeah, kind
A
of
mermaid, but an
like a
otter
land
man?
otter
I can't.
hybrid thing.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. I want to image search this.
this thing is a shapeshifter capable of mimicking the cries of loved ones. So kind of like a skinwalker in that regard.
That's fucked up.
It lured travelers towards rivers and dense forests. Some say it saved drowning victims by turning them into otter folk. Yeah, that's a cute little otter. Others say it stole souls. So, is it good or bad?
What?
We don't know.
I can't do it. This is
Inuit
hilarious.
families warned of the Kalupalik, a green-skinned sea creature with long hair and claws who sang lullabies beneath thin ice to snatch children into the freezing depths. Some believe she preserved the young beneath the sea. Others feared they'd never return. So,
Mm.
yeah, that's kind of like one of those. It's kind of reminding me of like a siren almost, or something that lures you to your death by water. There's also stories like the urchin rat. It's an underground trickster kind of thing. There's also the tizaruk, or coastal serpents. You would love those.
Mm.
There's also the Stona liasna. It's a bird-like shape changer. So they have quite a few shapeshifters up that way.
Yeah, they
And
do.
they were passed down to protect, but don't walk near cliffs, don't travel alone, don't follow the sound of your name, based on all of these stories.
I'm just like
Uh,
Google searching these images of these
yeah,
things.
I mean, so that's just like the indigenous like legends. We're not even up to like more modern cases, but it's crawling with all of these maybe cryptids or spirits even already throughout its history. And then we get into a lot of the weird stuff with flights. So a lot of flights go missing in this
I
triangle, kind
knew
of
it.
like the Bermuda Triangle.
Yes.
So the staggering figure of over 20,000 people, it's made up of missing hikers, hunters, pilots, boaters, and even entire families. That's nearly 2,250 disappearances a year on
That is
average.
crazy to me.
Yeah, that is about twice the national average. So people go
In this
missing
one
double.
space. Like how many do we know like how many miles we're talking?
I do think we talk about that later,
Okay.
but
Because that just seems
it's a
crazy.
couple thousand miles, I think. But yeah, it is a big space, but still, like mm, that's just an astounding amount of people who have gone missing.
Sure is.
Like I had to check that a few times to make sure that that is
It's
correct
not
because
correct. That's a lot.
it's a lot. It is.
Especially not to get the attention that like I don't know anything about this. Like which is like when you that's why like, when you're saying the numbers, I'm like, what? How have I not how not do I
Yeah,
not know
like
this?
it's
Like
it's massive. It's so massive. Like I don't know. I don't know why this isn't bigger than it is.
me either.
According to Alaska's missing person clearinghouse, which I don't even know what that
The
is.
clearinghouse. What
Clearinghouse.
is that? I only know of one clearinghouse. That's publishers,
They
not
never they never show up at my house with a giant check.
yeah, no,
This
this
is
would be
not a
my
clearinghouse you want to be a part of.
yeah, for
Uh,
real.
the state logged over 2,800 missing person reports in 2007 alone, nearly 4 per 1,000 residents.
Oh my gosh.
Experts blame the unforgiving wilderness because, I mean, it's Alaska. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like a final frontier. like, like it's very difficult to live there. Um, Erratic weather, limited infrastructure, and delayed rescue windows. But others, they say something deeper is at work. So in the mid 20th century, the legends didn't disappear. They changed altitude. So
Mm.
1950, the C-54 Skymaster on January 26th, a military transport carrying 44 people vanished en route from Anchorage, and their final radio contact came near Snag, Yukon. It said turbulence, ice on the wings, and then nothing. So no more communication. An enormous search followed with 85 planes, 7,000 personnel, and over 350,000 square miles covered. They never found any wreckage, any bodies, or anything of the plane. One of the largest disappearances in North American military history. The crew included military families, including a pregnant woman and her toddler son, just vanished. Isn't that nuts?
Are they? It's like lost? Like what?
Right? And conditions were brutal. Temperatures at Snag dropped as low as 62 degrees Celsius. Or, sorry, negative 62 degrees Celsius.
Oh,
And
worst nightmare.
Several rescue aircraft crashed during the search as well. Um,
Ah,
Despite the use of aerial photography, dog sled teams, and Cold War recon flights, not a single trace was ever found. And this
see,
is
that's what
from the
gets me.
underwater.
It's like nothing, no wreckage, no nothing, no
Not,
bone, no.
not a trace. Nothing. I mean, though, I will. It does make me think of Alive, like that flight. I think with all the Argentina soccer players, and they had to like.
Somebody was just talking about that.
Yeah, like, because they, I don't know, maybe they just flew over it and just didn't see it. It's hard with all that snow. I mean, who
It's true.
knows? But that
Oh,
sounds
God.
like quite the effort.
See, my personal hell isn't to burn, it's to freeze. Like, oh.
Oh man, I don't know.
I mean, I don't want
Seems
to burn
horrible.
either, but I mean, it's like that kind of cold, just, oh, God.
It's like, yeah, just, ugh. Yeah, frigid. But yeah, anyway, I mean, it's odd. Nothing was ever
Yeah, discovered.
found. And then in 1972, uh, Boggs and Begich. So on October 16th, a twin engine Cessna carrying House Majority Leader Hale Boggs and Alaska Congressman Nick Begich vanished flying from Anchorage to Juneau. So there's also Russell Brown, Beggage's age, and pilot Don Johns. The plane reported routine weather and then silence. The search spanned 39 days and 325,000 square miles, deploying everything from Coast Guard cutters to an SR-71 Blackbird. No
Mm,
debris, no distress signal. The emergency locator was never activated. Quote, no, not knowing just tears your heart out. That was Steve Sigmund, Bog's grandson. Just like,
yeah, I
having
mean,
no idea.
that would mess with you. They would have to just, I mean, just something on a tragedy, but then there's no remains. There's like you have no idea what really happened. You can't confirm like, oh, the plane went down or whatever. There's just no answer. There's
Yeah,
vanished. Like,
just
oh,
vanished.
I can't even imagine what that thought process is like.
Yeah, like it must be so unsettling and like no closure at all. Um, and then rumors followed, some whispered of sabotage or that Boggs, who served on the Warren Commission, was silent. So, some people say, hey, it's a government thing. Others blamed Alaska's brutal elements, but even now, decades later, there still has been no trace of the aircraft ever recovered. So,
Even still.
even still. And these disappearances didn't just shake the state, they helped cement the legend of the Triangle as a place where planes, people, and truth vanish into thin air.
Mm.
So it's insane to me how many missing people. There again, an entire flights full of people just gone.
It's crazy.
And even a town disappeared, or at least the people left. So there's this town called Portlock, Alaska, and it was once a thriving cannery town. It became uninhabitable by 1950, though.
Mm.
All right, so the official story says it was because of economic hardship, but the locals say it was because of Nantinuk.
Oh.
We'll get into what that is. So it's described as a towering, dark, furred figure, part spirit, part predator. Nantinuk stalks the forest, leaving 18-inch footprints and allegedly mutilated bodies.
Ugh.
These chilling claims come from oral histories passed down by descendants of Portlock's former residents. However, no official death records or contemporaneous autopsies report anything about there being like gruesome bodies
Right.
found or anything like that. So we couldn't verify that that's true, but it's hearsay.
Well, I mean, if they did find remains, at least they've got that instead of the other people that have nothing.
Yeah, that's true. Um, but loggers reportedly vanished here. Hunters were found dead without signs of struggle,
Hmm.
just thrown or broken.
Jeez.
Quote, my elders said, yeah, My elders said they left because of Nantinik, because something out there didn't want them anymore. And today, Port Lock remains a moss choked ghost town, which I think sounds kind of cool to visit. uh,
Yeah.
Whether it was fear, folklore, or something more that drove everyone out, no one came back to find out. So there's still nobody that lives there after everybody left.
It's just like a deserted.
Yeah, just truly a ghost town. And then even the sky behaves kind of strangely in the triangle.
Oh,
So
Lord.
Alaska sits over heavy crustal anomalies, ribbons of magnetic distortion caused by the region's unique geology, including iron-rich rock and tectonic fault lines. Pilots have reported 20 to 40 degree compass swings, unexplained GPS glitches, and
Hmm.
avionic failures in clear skies. Some scientists attribute this to the geomagnetic flux and solar activity interacting with the terrain's mineral content, perhaps. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
But others, especially locals, suggest these zones are more than magnetic trouble spots. They believe they're windows into something else entirely. They think they're energy vortexes, or dimensional rifts,
Oh.
or places where the veil is kind of thin. Depending on who you ask, your plane's instruments don't just fail here, they react to something we can't yet measure. In 1986, Japan Airlines Flight 1628 encountered something massive and silent over the triangle. Captain Kinju Terochi, a veteran pilot with over 10,000 hours of flight time, was not alone. His co pilot and flight engineer also witnessed the phenomena. All three described not just lights, but large, solid objects, metallic looking, with rectangular shapes and glowing thrusters. The
Hmm.
encounter lasted over 30 minutes. At one point, two of the crafts moved abruptly in front of the 747, forcing Tiroshi to request a change in altitude. The largest object he estimated was the size of an aircraft carrier. So that's huge. Like, those things are
Aircraft
massive.
carrier.
Yeah. Like, they can carry other
A
planes.
whole city. It's like a city.
Hmm. So, this huge thing, it hovered, rotated, and kept pace silently in a way no known aircraft could. Radar from both military and civilian stations reportedly confirmed unidentified blips matching the aircraft's location. However, the FAA later reclassified the radar as navigational clutter and optical illusions, possibly caused by the planets Jupiter and Mars. Despite this official explanation, Captain Tiroshi and his crew stood by their account. Captain Tiroshi, who later admitted he was deeply shaken by the experience, was reassigned to a desk job shortly after. Quote, it was more than a sight, it was a vigil. The FAA dismissed the report. Tiroshi was grounded, but he stood by his story until his death.
Oh my God.
And then we also have just creepy woods out here too. So, Alaska's not just ice, there's also dense forest in some of the areas. Um, and some disappearances start with a whisper. So, hikers and
Oh.
hunters speak of voices calling their names.
Uh-uh.
Sometimes it's, yeah, don't like that. Sometimes it's their child's voice.
Oh, gross.
Sometimes a long dead relative. I don't think, unless it was grandpa, I don't think I'd necessarily recognize a dead relative's voice.
Probably Pawpaws for sure because it was
It was
so
very unique.
unique. Um, but yeah.
Like, I don't know. But yeah, that's still spooky. When they follow it, they don't always return. Yeah, don't
I
follow
don't like
anybody
that.
calling your
I don't
name.
like that. Mm-mm.
One gnome hunter. That's a
I'm
place.
sorry.
One,
Like a gnome?
yeah, it's a place. Nome. This hunter is not a gnome.
No, but like he's
From
looking
gnome.
for gnomes, or no, he's from there.
He's from Nome.
Okay, I thought he was looking like on an adventure to try to find gnomes.
Oh,
I
you
was like,
thought
so
he was a gnome hunter. I see.
yes, I'm like, they have those too. I didn't know. I wanted to be clear.
Yeah, I didn't realize how awkwardly this was worded until just
I
now.
just want listen. So much is happening there. Of course, they could have gnomes. I'm not like it didn't seem weird.
Yeah, that
Sorry.
those three words in that order could be taken so many different ways. So
It's it's
I'm gonna
like those
rephrase it.
there's like those memes, you know, like our budget's $1 million. I'm a gnome hunter.
Sure. Yeah.
And our
Yeah.
budget for a new home was $1 million in Alaska.
Oh boy. So this is a hunter from Nome
Okay, much better.
who chased a child's cry
Oh
for nearly
no.
an hour through snowdrifts, and there was no
No.
child. It sounded just like my sister, but she died 6 years ago. That's why.
Oh.
All right, and then come the lights. Not
Oh,
like auroras, because they do have like the northern lights and stuff. I think
right.
from up there. So it's not like the auroras that we know of, but hovering orbs more so. Um, and slightly different colors. They're blue, white, and they dart between trees, allegedly.
Oh, sounds
And
very
this is
extraterrestrial.
right. It kind of, yeah, Skinwalker Ranch like stuff. Man, I wonder if all these things are portals that are interconnected, but I guess they don't come out to each other. Where do they lead to? I don't
Exactly.
know.
Malls all across the U.S.
Perhaps.
I
Um,
still think the Galleria is the hub. That's why it's still open and not
there's
killing.
something going on there. They at least it's at least a drug front.
I something funny, fun fact about Galleria Mall in Rock Hill, South Carolina. It's a really bad mall, guys, and it's been hanging on for like years and years. And so I just did a list, like I was like, hey, like what are some fun things to do in Rock Hill for your birthday? And it listed Galleria Mall, but in parentheses it was like me. It was so funny. Well,
Just the
anyway,
people watch there.
but it is home of Belk. And I will say that in the wintertime, like it's some great mall walking.
Do they have anything in the food court anymore?
That delicious cookie company
Are they
where
still
the
at the
little
cookie
where
company?
the little so they have this cookie company and it guys, it's amazing. The cookies are amazing. The people that own it are precious. But the sign, it looks like poo poo kids.
Mm.
It looks like two dookies with like a head and hands, but it's supposed to be like a chocolate chip
A
cookie, and it
cookie.
just doesn't. It just didn't come out right.
This looks like a
But but
okay.
don't judge it by its sign. They look like I always call them little doo doo kids, because that's what it looks like. It's like little like it just didn't come out right. But their cookies are delicious. Some of the best cookies. Sorry, but that's.
Okay.
I mean, I guess I really do like the Galleria Mall, is what I'm saying.
So it sounds like it's not a meh.
I'm like, listen, I go get a cookie, walk around, go to Bell. Like, I mean, I enjoy it.
Yeah, you like it. You're saying it's good. Anyway, witnesses describe them as curious, responsive, and terrifying. Some connect these phenomenon to the Keelut, a hairless spirit dog,
Spirit dog.
and hairless, said to stalk campsites before tragedy strikes. Others believe the lights are signs of hidden energy vortexes or entities guarding sacred land. But
Ooh.
there are scientific takes too. When traveling through alpine forests can mimic light-pitched cries. Okay. Or sorry, high-pitched cries. I don't know why I said light. So when traveling through alpine forests can mimic
Um,
high-pitched cries. Arctic foxes and owls make unnerving, almost human sounds.
I just want to show
And
you back to the cookies.
yeah, I could kind of see that. I think I would
Yeah.
understand the context, but like other cookies.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely cookies, but I mean, and like, just look at that.
I mean, I love cookies.
They're
They look good
delicious.
to me. Ooh,
Anyway, I just wanted to show you that.
were
Sorry.
those like
Little geeky.
sandwich cookies?
Yes, ma'am. They're
Mm-hmm.
on
Ooh,
point.
that kind of makes me fear diabetes just looking at it.
It's good. And they have like the best Coke too, like a good fountain Coke with it.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm saying I like the Galleria. I
You
might be
like the
that.
Galleria.
Sorry, go
I worked
ahead.
at the Radio Shack at that gallery.
You sure did. You sure
Did.
did. You've got some fun stories.
You could do anything in that mall.
Adele knows probably more about CB radios than you'd imagine.
No, I really don't. Neither did anybody at Radio Shack. Nobody knew anything about anything they were selling you. Anyway.
Sorry, back to your story, Adele. We keep taking it back to Galleria.
Yeah, do you want to? Why don't you just go get a cookie?
Mom, I think I want to go to the cookie company when
You
you get off
clearly are
work.
like jonesing.
I clearly am.
All right, so scientists say it could be wind, foxes, or owls making these human-like
What?
sounds.
Foxes are owl. I don't know about owls. I've never heard an owl make a human-like
I
sound.
guess like if it
Foxes,
screeches,
yeah, I've heard
like a
kind of
person.
whimper, but okay.
Okay, I buy it. And the phenomenon of auditory ew, periodalia, I think is how you say
Hmm, what's that?
periodolia. Periodolia. Auditory periodolia means that under stress or isolation, our minds naturally fill in the patterns. So hearing familiar voices where there are none. Okay, I can kind of see that.
It's
Kind of like
creepy though.
kind of like whenever you hear something and you think it sounds like whispering, but when you get closer, it's like, oh, it's just wind.
Yeah, that's creepy.
Yeah, the
Especially if you're
mind is
like in this place.
yeah.
Your mind's
And as
playing tricks
for
on you.
right, like I don't know. Yeah, this it just seems like Alaska at a minimum plays mental tricks on people. Maybe
I,
for the lack of like stimulation because of all the white like snow.
right?
Maybe
I
it makes you a
agree.
little bit crazy when
I
you're up
have to
there.
say, and no offense to anyone, but that's one state I've never really wanted to go to. Doesn't appeal to me. Don't do cold
I think
weather.
it would be cool to see the glaciers and like the seals and whales.
It's like
It'd
I'm
be kind of
good.
but I mean, yeah, it
I
seems
don't want to do any of
very
that.
treacherous. Um, but as for the light, some researchers propose swamp gas. We've heard that before. Um,
Yeah, I'm trying to remember we have heard all about that.
it was one of the ones you covered. Some lights
Yes.
that way. Distant headlights refracting off of low clouds. Maybe.
Mm.
See, I don't know. Right? The climate is just so very bizarre here. Like it could be all of these things. Others suggest, oh man, why do I have so many hard words to say? Others suggest piezoelectric effects, where tectonic stress causes luminous discharges, essentially nature, you know, like, I guess lighting itself from the friction, maybe? I don't know. That sounds like a stretch to me. But still, those who've experienced them firsthand often say the same thing. I know what I saw, and it wasn't normal. So whether it's spirit, science, or both, which I think it might be both at this point,
Could
who
be,
knows?
yeah, for real.
Um, Alaska's forests whisper back, and sometimes they don't let you go.
Mm.
And if it wasn't scary enough by land and air, oh, you can also be taken by sea.
Oh,
Um,
that's great.
so the sea doesn't make noise when it takes something. And yes, the sea too falls within this vast, jagged uh, reach of the Alaska Triangle, especially along the coastlines near Juneau and Nome, where mysteries vanish beneath the waves.
Mm.
So in February 2025, this year,
Yeah, that wasn't very
a,
long ago.
a Cessna Grand Caravan departed from Nome with 10 people aboard. The weather was cold but stable. Then silence. No emergency call, no locator signal. Days later, search teams recovered only a seat cushion and a pilot's flight bag washed ashore. The rest, passengers, plane, equipment, had vanished. And this isn't
Oh,
an isolated story. Fishermen, mariners operating off the southeast coast of the Bering Sea have long reported underwater lights,
Hmm.
headlights, or known vessels.
The heck?
These lights move too fast to intelligently, glowing arcs like pale serpents
Ew.
slide beneath their boats. One trawler out of Dillingham described seeing a quote wake the size of a submarine trailing their nets in dead still water. That's really creepy. Paranormal theories include undersea vortexes,
Hmm.
spiritual gateways, or massive aquatic cryptids, like a deep sea counterpart to the Tizaruk, right? Indigenous accounts from coastal communities speak of sea spirits that lure ships and people below, sometimes returning their
Oh,
belongings,
sea witch.
but never their bodies. Yeah.
Ugh.
Scientific explorations suggest bioluminescent organisms, rogue waves. They always say rogue waves too. That's one.
Roadway.
Or cold water mirages, disrupting sonar and radar signals.
Hmm.
I don't know enough
Maybe. I
about
don't know.
that to
I
have
don't know enough
anything.
about that either.
The sea floor here is complex, marked by trenches, shifting tectonics, and thermal vents. Some researchers believe that methane hydrate eruptions could even destabilize water enough to sink small aircraft
Oh
or
gosh.
without leaving debris. I have no idea.
Wow.
But none of that explains the persistent feeling reported by so many in the Triangle's coastal waters that something is watching from below. So, what are the lights? Illusions? Predators? I mean, who knows? Are they warnings from something deeper that science hasn't yet reached? So, whether you think it's a trick of the brain, a magnetic anomaly, or something old and patient that watches from the edge of the trees, this story isn't over. It's stalking the edges, and maybe it's looking for you.
Oh no. You're not looking for me. I'm not coming to Alaska.
But that's it. The Alaska Triangle in a
I'll
nutshell.
be down at the Girdle.
Yeah. I'll be somewhere between the two.
Oh, damn. I don't know. This is just giving me more reasons why I don't want to go to Alaska.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of scary stuff there.
No kidding. It is like I feel like a final frontier almost.
It really is.
Like it's crazy. Ugh. Very scary stuff.
Yeah.
And who knows what's really
Right?
going on or if it's a combination of everything.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely, at a minimum, I think people go mental. Even if all this stuff,
Oh,
like,
yeah,
from getting kind of trippy up there, that's still really scary.
for real. And it's probably really hard to research because you do go so mad in those kind of conditions.
Yeah. So, I
Ugh,
don't know.
I don't like it.
It's just heed the warning.
Yeah, maybe just don't go around there.
Yeah. Stay around civilization. And
Yeah,
do
maybe
bundle
just
up.
go to
Going
Anchorage.
outside.
Yeah. I love the Home Alone 2 reference there.
Yep.
Yeah, just I mean if you're gonna go to Alaska, maybe just stay, like you said, in populated areas.
Yeah.
That'd be my advice. Hmm.
I say
Don't
just don't go.
Yeah, that's all I say too.
Definitely don't
Man,
fly.
don't go chasing those gnomes. Don't go chasing gnomes.
Oh boy. All right, let's end this episode.
Adele, thank you for that. And as we say here on our podcast, stay safe out there, friends,
Stay curious.
and never trust the living. Bye, guys.
Later, taters.